The news today begins with information sourced from a YouTube video titled, Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor stripped of remaining royal titles over Epstein ties. The video reports a major shift inside the British monarchy, marking one of the most dramatic decisions taken by King Charles III since his accession to the throne. The central focus of the report is Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor, formerly known to the world as Prince Andrew, Duke of York. The video highlights the final and official removal of all his remaining royal titles amid the ongoing repercussions of his association with the late financier and convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The video opens with a somber tone, emphasizing the gravity of the announcement. King Charles III has taken decisive action, stripping Andrew of titles that had long represented both royal duty and aristocratic privilege. Andrew's appearance in the footage reflects a man grappling with the consequences of a long and controversial scandal. His demeanor is subdued, and his formal styling underscores the sharp contrast between his present circumstances and his former role within the monarchy. The news marks the end of an era for Andrew, whose status within the royal family had already been reduced for years. Now, the removal of his remaining honors symbolizes a total departure from his former identity as a working royal. The video explains that Andrew has been instructed to discontinue all use of titles, military affiliations, and honorifics previously attached to his name. This includes the highly significant, His Royal Highness styling. His new name, Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor, signifies a complete separation from the princely privileges he once held. The hyphenated surname places him among extended royal family members without active roles or public responsibilities. Observers note that the visual presentation of Andrew in the video conveys a mixture of resignation and tension. His face appears heavier with concern, and his posture suggests the weight of public scrutiny and personal consequence. The report further details that King Charles's decision extends beyond titles alone. Andrew has been asked to vacate the Royal Lodge at Windsor, a residence he has lived in for decades. This development adds a new layer to the dramatic fallout, as it removes one of the last remaining symbols of his former status and independence within the royal estate. The tone of the video emphasizes that this is not merely an administrative action. It is a symbolic repositioning of Andrew within the history and structure of the monarchy. Commentators interviewed in the video suggest that the king's move reflects a broader effort to protect the reputation and integrity of the royal institution. The association between Andrew and Epstein has cast a long shadow over the monarchy, prompting widespread public and political pressure for decisive measures. The video recounts the timeline of Andrew's downfall, beginning with the 2019 BBC Newsnight interview that ignited global criticism. His lack of remorse and unusual explanations became iconic moments in media history. Following that interview, Andrew stepped back from all public duties, and many of his patronages either paused or terminated their relationship with him. The YouTube source elaborates that multiple organizations requested the removal of Andrew's name from their leadership structures due to reputational concerns. In the years since, the scandal has continued to follow him, despite his legal settlement with Virginia Giuffre, the woman who accused him of sexual misconduct when she was a minor. The video stresses that King Charles's latest action comes at a time when public expectations for transparency, accountability, and moral leadership are higher than ever. Visuals show Andrew appearing solemn and visually aged, reinforcing the emotional toll of the ongoing controversy. His attire, typically formal but understated, reflects a step back from the grandeur once associated with his role. The absence of ceremonial uniforms or badges in recent appearances is notable, serving as a visual representation of his diminishing royal identity. The video also includes commentary from analysts who describe the stripping of titles as an unprecedented action in modern royal history. While members of the monarchy have faced scandals before, few have experienced such thorough and permanent removal of honors. Experts explain that the monarchy is attempting to distance itself from any association with Epstein's criminal network and those connected to it. The framing of the story suggests that Andrew's role in the scandal has become incompatible with the expectations of contemporary royal service. As the video continues, it explores how the public has reacted to the king's decision. Many viewers appear supportive, viewing it as long overdue. Social media reactions included both relief and criticism. Relief from those who believe accountability has finally been enforced, and criticism from those who feel it should have happened earlier. The video notes that Andrew himself has offered no public comment on the latest removal of titles, maintaining a silence that has characterized his recent years. Observers interpret this silence as both strategic and necessary, given the sensitivity surrounding the scandal. The video also highlights that the action does not remove Andrew from the line of succession entirely, though his practical role is effectively non-existent. Royal watchers point out that the line of succession is governed by constitutionally complex rules, which differ from the discretionary removal of titles. In scenes captured outside royal residences, members of the public express varied emotional reactions, from sympathy to disappointment to indifference. Some sympathizers frame Andrew as a tragic figure who has lost everything except his bloodline identity. Others believe the consequences are appropriate given the gravity of the allegations and the reputational risk to the monarchy. The video takes time to review Andrew's former role as a naval officer and family member once considered promising within the royal framework. Images from earlier decades contrast sharply with the present, showing a youthful prince full of confidence and duty. These archival visuals serve as a reminder of how drastically his position has shifted over time. The narration stresses that the removal of titles is not simply punitive, but also preventative, intended to ensure that no formal association links the monarchy to past misconduct. As the video progresses, analysts reflect on how King Charles's leadership style differs from that of Queen Elizabeth II. Charles appears more decisive in confronting controversies directly, rather than allowing situations to resolve quietly over time. This shift may reflect the changing expectations of modern institutions, particularly those funded by public support. The stripping of Andrew's titles is highlighted as a moment of generational transition within the monarchy. Experts argue that the decision positions the royal family for a more streamlined, accountable future. The video also touches on the emotional impact the situation may have on Andrew's immediate family, including his daughters, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie. Despite their continued royal status, the scandal surrounding their father places them in a delicate position within the public eye. Images of the sisters at recent events show a poised but subdued presence, reflecting the complexity of their family situation. The video explains that Andrew's move from Royal Lodge marks a symbolic closing of his chapter within the monarchy's inner circles. By relocating him, the king reinforces the message that Andrew no longer holds privileges once considered permanent. Commentators describe this moment as the final unraveling of Andrew's royal life and identity. As the video nears its conclusion, it emphasizes the global significance of the story. Royal families are symbols recognized worldwide, and their actions carry international resonance. The removal of Andrew's titles is seen as a turning point in how modern monarchies handle scandal. The report suggests that this moment could shape how future royal controversies are addressed. The final scenes show Andrew departing from a vehicle, his expression heavy and contemplative. His appearance conveys a man at the end of a long, painful journey, now facing a future defined not by royal service but by private life. The narration closes by reinforcing that the information comes from a YouTube report and that the story continues to evolve as the monarchy moves forward. The final message stresses that the British royal family is entering a new era, one built on stronger boundaries, clearer expectations, and greater accountability. And with Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor stepping fully outside the framework of royal title and privilege, the monarchy signals a commitment to uphold its integrity in an era of intense public scrutiny. The video leaves viewers with a sense of closure, while also acknowledging the broader societal themes reflected in the story: power, responsibility, and consequence.